Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am James. I hope you're doing okay. Be aware there may be noises in the background. The house is full of people ready for the festive period, so just ignore them. I'm trying to. Today has been an interesting day of filming. We're not going to talk about it. So I'm going to do something a little bit different today from what I usually do. Obviously, normally if you're subscribed to this channel, you know that I focus on aroids, but although aroids are not going anywhere, today I'm going to focus on a different type of plant. As you can tell from the title, this video is about Hoyas and my budding Hoya collection. Some of you may not love them. I did not love them. I remember when I was younger, my mum used to have, I think they must have been Carnosa, just a very standard Hoya that she would get for like Christmases or New Year's, just from gifts from people. Growing up in France, and they would just be like around those little round trellises with the thick leaves. And I always thought they were interesting, but they looked like everything else that grew outdoors, like a rhododendron leaf or a laurel leaf, sort of not very exciting to me. So although I appreciated them because they were plants, I was much more focused on other things. And that assumption foolishly stayed with me until very recently. So even when I started seeing like the variegated Hoyas, I wasn't interested. They seemed like a little bit, some of you probably know what I mean, just not very exciting compared to the array of strange leaf shapes and textures and colours and everything that is the world of aroids. That said, the other week I went up to Cambridge with my partner, and in Cambridge, yes, the University Cambridge, they have a botanical garden, and obviously I went there, dragged my partner around, although he probably would have rather been somewhere else, and had a look at the plants, and I found some amazing Hoya. The first ones that I've seen and been like, oh my god, what is that? Like, what is that? That is ridiculous. And since that day, literally 2 weeks ago, I have acquired a stupid number of Hoya, and this is where my too much gene really just like explodes into its full glory, because I think in the past 2 weeks I bought 13 Hoya. They're all cuttings, they're all very small, but it's too much. I need to stop. I've only got 2 more coming, and from there I'm going to stop until I understand them properly. This is basically a tutorial on how not to collect plants. I have looked into them, I have done a lot of research, I have watched all the videos available on YouTube, gone through like Doug Chamberlain's website, all that stuff, really tried to understand them as best I can, but still, please do not follow my example. If you like any of these Hoyas, buy them, but maybe buy 1 or 2, don't buy 13. 14 actually, because they sent me a free one. Ugh. So all of these Hoya, which you're about to see, are from a couple of different sellers on eBay, mainly. I'm going to show you the plant that I saw in the botanical garden, the one that sparked this insanity, and then we'll move on to the other ones. Right? So, plant number 1 that we're going to see today is, actually I think I have 2 of them. Those of you who really experience in Hoya, you will let me know. This is the Hoya Meredithii, and this is the one that I saw and thought, the world is just more exciting than I ever knew. Ooh dear, that's a bit moist in there. Right, I will have a little play around with this medium in a second. So this is the Hoya Meredithii. Look at that leaf, it is actually massive. So if you are bored by the little pale, just plain green, thick leaves of like a carnosa, this is the remedy to all of your problems. It's chunky, like a lot of the succulent Hoyas. It has really beautiful veining, and it's just immense. And I think it's a remnant of the aroid love blending into this Hoya world, but I just love a big leaf. And the plant that they had of this at the Cambridge Botanical Gardens was just huge, and it was just so imposing and stunning, just vining up the wall. So I couldn't not get it. I literally left, went and sat in a cafe, was supposed to be talking about New Year's resolutions and stuff with my partners and on my partner, and on my phone I was just like, bought. So this is the first one. that I ordered, the Meredithii. I have it in a mix of sphagnum and perlite just because none of the cuttings are fully rooted yet and I want to give them a chance to fully root before I put them in a better medium. Those of you who are Hoya experts, please let me know if there's something I could do better. As far as I can tell from what I've seen, what I've read, sphagnum is quite a common thing to use to root Hoya. So I have a lot of that. I use it for my aroids anyway. I'm going to use it for these for now until I learn better. First plant, Hoya Meredithii, and the guy who sent these has been super helpful by putting the names on, because I'm going to butcher loads of these, I'm going to forget loads of these. Let's hope I don't do it too much. Right, moving on to the next one. I'm just going to do them however close they are to me. This is a Hoya Macrophylla with a big leaf. Again, you see the trend. Massive leaves. You've probably seen the slightly smaller Macrophylla. There's a kind of variegated version that I've definitely seen around Instagram. It is just so hefty. Like that leaf, I feel like I could knock someone out with it. It's actually amazing. This one is in a slightly more perlite heavy mix, slightly larger plant. It had a bit of a better root system, so I've kind of just put it in a little bit more of a substantial mix that's not just sphagnum, and hope that it is okay. Again, it has a label. Really beautiful. So excited to watch these grow. I'm sure I've heard they're very slow growers. I'm happy to wait. Really lovely plant. Right, next, this is one I'm super happy with. Again, foliage is my thing, and this guy has really striking foliage. Sort of glossy dark green with those really pronounced veining in the middle of the leaf. It's quite a long cutting. It had a relatively substantial root system when it arrived. It is a Hoya Polystachya. Let me check. Polystachya. Yeah, it's nice. I'll put all the names of these down below in case you want to buy one of them or look into one of them, or find out what mistakes I'm making with their care. That would be great. Yeah, it's really beautiful. I'm not spending a huge amount of time on either plant because this video will be 100 hours long, so we're going to move quickly on. This is one that was sent to me for free with one of the orders. It's a Hoya Pubicalyx, which is quite a common Hoya, I think. Not that I don't really know what's rare, what's common, what's super exciting in the Hoya world. I just bought the ones that look pretty because I'm just a mindless plant buying machine. This is Hoya Pubicalyx. It has that speckling, which I've read is just sort of a little air gap underneath the leaf. Is it epidermis? Yep. Definitely know that. This one is in pure sphagnum because it didn't have very many roots, but I think sphagnum is my friend for these because they're epiphytes, aren't they? They grow up other plants, so they basically just need a moist environment to grow their aerial roots and then whatever nutrients they require. Lovely. Next one, this one I love. This is a Hoya Villosa. It doesn't have a, that's from the greenhouse, just a little bit of dead leaf. It doesn't have a tag on it, but I think this is Villosa. Again, you will definitely see a trend throughout these plants. The veining is the important part for me. I really love it. The exciting thing about this plant is that it is furry, particularly on the underside of the leaf. What's the word that they use? Pubescent? It is a pubescent Hoya. It has got plant pubes, plant fur on it. Oh, it's lovely. I just touched the top of the leaf before, but the underside is really soft. It is a gorgeous plant. Don't know if you can see the back, the silhouetted veins there. It's really lovely. This was sent in potting medium, so I'm just leaving it there, assuming that the grower knows what they're doing. But in my experience with aroids, perhaps that is a bad thing to assume. I'm just going to leave it there. If it starts yellowing, I will move it on into something else. Villosa. Next plant. Ooh, can I remember this one's name without looking? This is a Hoya finlaysonii? Finlaysonii? Yes. Again, veins. Veins. Pale green leaves. It's slightly less pronounced than the other ones, but stunning nonetheless. A little bit less succulent than the others too. Slightly thinner leaves. Still very sturdy, but a little bit less succulent. And it is in that perlite sphagnum mix again, which I'm a little bit unsure about. It seems to be holding on to a little bit more moisture than I would like, so I might play around with that in a little bit. Finlaysonii, really lovely. I don't want anything to rot in there, please. Yeah, this one is slightly red. I really enjoy about Hoya the fact that the leaves can change colour. I think it's depending on how much sunlight you expose them to, but they can put on a really, really stunning red tinge, which is just fun. Yay! Finlaysonii, another one. It's quite a big cutting, this one, with a nice dangly leaf there. I'm not expecting these to do a huge amount very quickly, but we will see. Right here I have a little bit of a terrarium box. I'm just going to pop it down here and pull out the Hoya that are in here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Hoya to look at still. Let's go quickly. So this one is the, aside from the Meredithii, this is the one that I saw and I was like, that is definitely a Hoya that I would like to have. This is the Callistophylla. It's lost its label, so I don't actually know if that's the actual letters, Callistophylla, phyla. But it is one of the most dramatically veined leaves that I've seen in a Hoya. There's another one that I really want called the I don't remember, but it has similar beautiful veining. So that is another one I will watch out for in a while, because I'm not going to get any new ones because I'm actually insane. But there you go, Callistophylla. I think this is gorgeous. I saw a short leaf and a long leafed variety. This is the longer leafed variety. Don't know what the difference is, whether it's just a, well, it's just the size of the leaf probably. A very beautiful plant, Callistophylla. Moving on. Right next to it, this is going to be a hard one to pronounce. I can already remember that. Can't actually remember what the name is, but I know it was difficult. This is the Nummularioides. Nummularioides. This was a free one that he sent along with the order, which I really appreciate. It's got a slightly smaller leaf from the other ones, but it's really lovely. I'm open to being convinced by this plant, to being opened up to the world of smaller leafed Hoyas, but for the moment I just want big leaves and veins and exciting things. That said, I'm going to show you a plant that I really like which has neither of those. This is Hoya Caudata, which is one that like leapt out at me when I was doing my research. It has got a very interesting sort of rippled uneven leaf and then like that deep silver mottling on it, and it's just such a weird little plant and I love it. There's another plant that I've ordered, so of those two that are still coming, there's a plant called a Hoya undulata, which looks like this but bigger, so I'm super excited to see that one. Yeah, Hoya Caudata, amazing. Please don't die, that would be nice. Thank you very much, I love you. This boop, 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 is the one that I think is the same as the Meredithii. This is the Hoya Vitellinoides. So let's check the label for that one, please. Vitellinoides. Oh, I'm so good at this. Literally, I don't know how I'm remembering these. It looks very similar. It's slightly paler, but the veining is very, very much the same. I saw in a couple of places these are different plants, which is why I ordered 2 of them, and then I saw in a couple of other places that they are considered the same plant by some people. They look very similar to me, particularly this leaf looks very much the same, but considering it was the plant that basically converted me to Hoya, I'm okay having 2 of them. Thank you very much. You are welcome in my collection. Hoya Vitellinoides. Moving swiftly on to the last 4. This is a Hoya that's a little bit smaller, but again it has the interesting veinage, and I went for this one because I saw pictures of it where it had a really, like, it was very red, so it had obviously been stressed or exposed to sun, and it had really prominent veinage. There's still a bit of veins that you can see here, but this is a Hoya Obscura, is that right? Hoya Obscura, and it is wonderful, small, exciting, beautiful. Thank you very much, Hoya Obscura. I will post updates on this, on all of these plants on my Instagram, so if you do want to see more about these Hoyas that I'm just breezing through, please go and follow me there. I will post about them. Right, last one in this little terrarium box is a Hoya Bordenii. Where's the label? Bordenii. Oh, my phone is being so annoying. It keeps like losing things. This is a Hoya Bordenii. Again, interesting veinage. This one has a vine with loads of aerial roots on it. So potentially that might turn into something. So excited to watch the Hoya growing pattern as well. I'm so used to aroids at the moment. But yeah, it's lovely. It's super exciting. Again, a really, really large cutting. And satisfying leaves. That chunkiness, that vein, everything is ticked by the Bordenii. Let's move on. So the last two I have are in a little Ziploc bag. Because one of them is unrooted and the other one is very small, so I wanted to give it a chance to root a little bit further. This one is, oh, I can't remember its name. Should have written it down somewhere. Hoya Bhutaniana, something to do with Bhutan. But it was a free one that was sent along with the shipping. It doesn't have any roots yet, it's just a little cutting, but it's very exciting, I'm sure. Lovely little leaves, that sort of glossy greenness that is quite common with Hoya, I suppose, but it's beautiful. A bit of veinage there. I will find the name and put it down below, don't worry. The last one that I've got to show you is similar to the Hoya Caudata in its colouring. I'm completely blanking name-wise. This is the worst thing ever. I'm going to put its name up here, so you will see. This is its name, right here. It has two names. I ordered it under one name beginning with H, but it actually turned out to be a name beginning with I think, but I can't remember either of them, so that's great. Hasseltii maybe was the H one. Anyway, it has a very small root system, so I chucked it in this bag. It has that same silvery sheen to the leaves. They're quite, this is really not focusing, quite slender. They're sort of almost purplish underneath the silver, and they're just really wonderful. This is a super exciting one for me. So yeah, this is my insane Hoya collection that developed in the space of basically at this point 3 weeks. It's not actually 2 weeks. It's been almost a month. I'm exaggerating. Yeah, it's been almost a month, but still, this seems a little bit excessive. Yeah, so I will be learning all about these Hoya and hopefully not killing too many of them. I'm really going to try my best. They are epiphytes and they are tropical plants, so hopefully the care will not be too dissimilar from an aroid. Just in how much humidity they like, how much light, etc. If you do want to see more about them, please subscribe to this channel. I will no doubt do an update video at some point telling you how many have survived. All of them, obviously, all of them. If you want to see pictures, go follow me on my Instagram at slugplants, and I will see you soon. Thank you very much. Have a great Christmas if you're doing that, festive season otherwise, and a happy new year. And I'll see you soon. Goodbye.